Hello, everyone. Topic for today's discussion or explanation or understanding is capacity of parties. One of the essential elements of a valid contract is that the parties who are making themselves a part of a contract should be capable of entering into a contract. So, through this particular video, I'm going to emphasize on what is the meaning of capacity of parties, who are the parties who are not considered as having the capacity to enter into a contract, and the most important topic under this would be the position of a minor. The meaning of capacity of parties. The parties who enter into a contract must have the capacity to do so. Capacity here means competence of the parties to enter into a valid contract. According to Section 10, an agreement becomes a contract if it is enforced between the parties who are competent to contract. This is a technical explanation. You need to remember this definition given as per Section 10. But this whole slide in just one line means capacity of parties means that the parties who are entering into a contract should be capable of making themselves a part of a contract. Now, what is the meaning of competency, or how do we decide the capacity? According to Section 11, every person is competent to contract who is of the age of majority, is of sound mind, and is not disqualified from contracting by any law. So, any person who is 18 years and above has a sound mind and is not disqualified by any law, basically the law to which the party is a part of. Like we stay in India, we are Indian citizens, so we are a part of Indian law. We need to abide by the Indian law. And if our Indian law disqualifies us from entering into a contract, we would lose our capacity to enter into a contract. Now, the persons who are incapable of entering into a contract, इसमें सबसे important है, these are the three categories who are incapable of entering into a contract. First is a minor, second is persons of unsound mind, and third is persons disqualified by law. Now, as far as minor is concerned, there are a lot of points in it, so I'm going to take it separately and I would be explaining it to you. Let's move on to persons of unsound mind. Persons of unsound mind means these are those people who do not have a balanced mind when they are entering into a contract. And law says that as they do not have a balanced mind, they are not in a position to take rational decisions, and there are chances of these people being cheated or these people being misused. So just to safeguard their interest, law says people of unsound mind are not capable of entering into a contract. And if any party makes themselves a part of a contract with people of unsound mind, the party who is of sound mind will have to bear the consequences. So the first person under this head is called as idiots. Now, idiots is one such word which we use so casually in our day-to-day communication. If you're talking with friends, हमारे friend को यदि कुछ समझ में नहीं आता, we immediately say, "Oh, you are an idiot. Come on, don't behave like an idiot." So this is such a common word for us, but I don't think most of us know the meaning of idiot. Idiot means a person who is a born fool, a person who can never make any kind of rational decision. So a person who has got some sort of mental issue right from the beginning cannot enter into a contract. Next is a lunatic. Now, lunatic is that person who is sometimes sound, behaves rationally sometimes, and sometimes this person behaves like an irrational person. Like we say, ये वो लोग हैं जिनको दौरा पड़ता है. तो जब भी इनको दौरा का इफेक्ट होगा, when they are not of sound mind, they cannot enter into a contract. But once they are of sound mind, they can enter into a contract. Next is drunkards. A drunkard is one such person who is intoxicated because of the effect of certain alcohol. So if a person is drunk and the person is intoxicated, the person is under the effect of some kind of drink. So during that time, this person cannot enter into a contract because he or she would be termed as a person of unsound mind. And last is mental decay. Many a times, because of our age, or because of the stressful conditions, or because of some kind of emotional turmoil, or some kind of setback in our life, we suffer from some kind of mental issues. Mental decay means our mind does not function properly. So suppose if we become we see that there are many people, अगर आपकी उम्र बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाती है तो आप कहते हैं ना कि बूढ़े हो गए हैं, आप डिसीजन सही नहीं ले पा रहे हो. So we say that this person is suffering from mental decay. Suppose if there is a loss of a loved one, अगर हमारे कोई बहुत चहेते इंसान की डेथ हो जाए तो हम उस वक्त बहुत ही इमोशनल disbalance से गुजरेंगे. तो at that particular point of time we are not in a position to take rational decision. So whenever something of this sort is happening, the person cannot enter into a contract. So just remember, idiot is a complete fool, lunatic is partially acts foolish and sometimes he acts normal. Drunkard means a person who is under the effect of some kind of intoxication, and mental decay means loss of mental disbalance cause of age or some kind of health issues. Next comes persons disqualified by law. These are those people who are not allowed by the law to which they are a subject to enter into a contract. Under this, the first is an alien enemy. Now, who is an alien enemy? This I have already explained in my earlier video also, that an alien enemy is a person who is a citizen of the country with which our country is having a war. Like suppose if India and Pakistan are having cordial relations at this particular time, so the citizen residing at Pakistan would be our alien friend. But suppose if a war breaks between India and Pakistan, then that particular person will become our alien enemy because our countries are at war, and because of that we cannot enter into a contract with that alien enemy. Next is a foreign sovereign. A foreign sovereign is that person who are ambassadors of some kind of foreign country, and the law actually says we can enter into contracts with these people. But suppose if some kind of problem comes in, then the law will not support us, because your law will say that it was your fault that you entered into a contract with a foreign sovereign or a republic. Say, for example, if I have a house which I want to let out, and if I let out this house to some foreign ambassador, and initially that person is paying off the rent and everything is going well, but maybe after some time that person stops giving rent, I would not be in a position to take any kind of legal action against that person. The reason being that it was my fault that I entered into a contract with a person who is disqualified by law to enter into a contract. Next is insolvent. And insolvent person is that person who does not have the capability to settle down his or her debts due to reasons, that is maybe the business is not doing well, the assets are more than the liabilities are more than the assets, and so now this person has declared himself as an insolvent person, and an insolvent person loses his or her capability to enter into a contract. Now let me explain, throw light a bit about on what is insolvency. How does a person become insolvent? Say for example, if I have a running business and my business is not doing well, and I can sense it out that my liabilities are more than my assets, and I would not be able to recover this particular problem in my business, and there are more and more people who are coming to me and asking for their amount. So how to save myself? I will go to the court, I will present the papers before the court, and if the court is satisfied, it is the court who declares a person as an insolvent person. I cannot do that by myself. So I will go to the court, I will show the papers, and then the court will appoint a person who would be called as an official assignee of the court. Then that person would decide whether to declare me as an insolvent person or not. And if that person wants to declare me as an insolvent person, then it will be that person who would settle down my debts. हमने अकाउंट में कहीं कहीं पढ़ा that such and such person became insolvent and only 50 पैसा in a rupee could be recovered. So ये सब इसी टाइप की केसेस में आता है. Next is convicts. A convict is a person who is facing some kind of imprisonment. यदि कोई person जेल में है तो जब तक वो जेल में है तब तक वो person कहलाएगा disqualified by law to enter into a contract, और जैसे ही वो जेल से बाहर आ जाएगा that person can enter into a contract. Now the most interesting point over here is married women. Why is it that a married woman is disqualified by law to enter into a contract? The law says a married woman can enter into a contract as far as her own property is concerned. And as far as her husband's property is concerned, she can act as an agent, but not as a party to a contract. Say, for example, if I'm staying at my husband's house and my husband says, Mita, I want to sell this house, find some prospective buyers. I, I have some contacts, I find out people, and they are ready to buy this house. So I can just act as an agent of my husband over here. I cannot be a party to a contract because I am not allowed by law to enter into a contract over here. But if I have a house which is gifted to me by my father, and if I want to sell that house, I can be a party to a contract, I can deal with it by myself. Next is a professional. Professionals are teachers, doctors, lawyers. They are disqualified by law to enter into a contract because, like, they can enter into contracts, but as far as their fees are concerned, they cannot take any kind of legal action to claim their fees. Now comes the most important part of this particular topic, that is capacity to contract. It is position of a minor. If a question comes, it would be like, what is the meaning of capacity to contract? Explain the position of a minor as per the Indian Contract Act 1872. So whatever I would be considering in the coming slides, you just need to consider this matter for this particular question. According to Indian Majority Act 1875, a minor is a person who has not completed 18 years of his or her age. However, where a guardian of a minor's property has been appointed under the Guardians and Wards Act 1890, or a court of wards has taken charge of minor's property during his or her minority, a minor will attain the age of majority after 21 years of age. Under English law, a person attains majority after the age of 21. So, who is a minor? A minor is a person who has not completed 18 years of age. But suppose if there is a minor who has some property on his or her name and he's been taken care of by some guardian, then in that particular case, this minor would be called as a major at the age of 21 years, not at the age of 18. But the English law, it still says that the age of majority is after 21. Now, to understand the position of a minor, we need to understand this leading case, that was of Mohari Bibi versus Dharmon Das Ghosh. And this case took place at Calcutta in the year 1903 to 1930. Now, let me explain this case to you. In this case, what happens that there is a minor who has a lot of property on his name. This minor is well aware of the fact that he is a minor, and as a minor, he cannot enter into a contract. So this particular minor, he goes to a money lender and he says, ये लो मेरी प्रॉपर्टी के पेपर्स और इसके बदले आप मुझे एक ये मॉर्गेज करके आप मुझे लोन दे दो. तो उस जमाने में 8,000 was a big amount. So that particular money lender is not aware of the fact, उसको नहीं पता कि ये माइनर है, वो उससे बस खुशी खुशी पेपर्स ले लेता है और उसको उसके अगेंस्ट में 8,000 रुपए दे देता है. तो कुछ समय तक तो वो माइनर 8,000 रुपए रखता है और पेपर्स उसके पास रहते हैं. देन दैट माइनर गोज टू द मनी लेंडर एंड ही सेज, मेरी प्रॉपर्टी के पेपर्स वापस करो. सो नेचुरली अगर उस मनी लेंडर की जगह हम भी होते तो वी वुड हैव बीन लाइक, पहले मेरे पैसे वापस करो, देन यू कैन टेक द पेपर्स. एंड एज इट वाज अ मनी लेंडर इन्वॉल्व, डेफिनेटली वो कहता, वो उसने बोला कि आप मेरा मुझे पैसे दीजिए और इंटरेस्ट दीजिए एंड देन यू कैन क्लेम योर पेपर्स. Minor says, no, I am not liable to return back that amount, you just give the papers. So this money lender, he goes to the court. And here the court favors the minor on the grounds that a minor does not have the capacity to contract and any agreement with a minor is void. So it is the fault of the money lender that he entered into an agreement with a minor. So the money lender will have to bear the consequences in the form of losing the amount of rupees 8,000, losing the interest, and at the same time he had to return back the papers of the property. So it's that because of this that we need to be very particular when we are entering into any kind of agreement. This is the explanation of this case. A minor executed a mortgage for the sum of rupees 20,000, of which he received rupees 8,000. Minor filed a suit subsequently for setting aside the mortgage. The moneylender claimed refund of rupees 8,000 from the minor. It was held that minor's contract is altogether void and the moneylender therefore cannot recover the amount. A minor's contract being absolutely void, he can neither sue nor be sued upon it. Now, these are the legal rules as far as the position of a minor is concerned. Number one, an agreement with a minor is void ab initio. An agreement with a minor is a void agreement. So, no matter how well you try to defend yourself, what explanations you give, you cannot ever prove that this is not a void agreement. Number two, minor can be a promissory or a beneficiary. Law says minor cannot be a promisor, but minor can be a promisee. Suppose if I promise to pay rupees 20,000 to a minor और उसके बाद मैं बोलूँ an agreement with a minor is void, तो अब मैं तुमको 20,000 रुपए नहीं दूंगी. So minor can claim that amount from me because law says minor को कहीं फायदा हो रहा है तो promisee बन सकता है वो, promisor नहीं बनेगा. Minor cannot ratify the agreement on attaining majority. माइनर जो है उस पर कोई भी ऐसा कभी ऐसा नहीं होता कि अग्रीमेंट माइनॉरिटी में किया है तो जब वो मेजर बन जाएगा तो ये अग्रीमेंट उसके ऊपर एप्लीकेबल रहेगा. अगर कोई अग्रीमेंट तब बना है जब वो माइनर है तो वो हमेशा ही वो अग्रीमेंट वाइट अग्रीमेंट रहेगा. A minor cannot be asked to return any benefit enjoyed. यदि हम केस देखें मोहरी बीवी और धर्मोहन दास घोष का, तो in this particular case it was the minor who enjoyed the benefit of rupees 8,000 and he was not asked to return that amount of rupees 8,000 to the money lender. A minor can always plead minority. This means a minor, no matter what, if he is aware of it, he can always take advantage of his minority. And that is what in this particular case, Mohari Bibi did against Harmohan Das Ghosh. A minor can be an agent. Suppose if a major wants, a major can appoint a minor as an agent, but yes, if anything goes wrong, minor will have no liability. It will be the principal who is appointing the minor as an agent will have to bear the consequences. A minor's estate is liable for necessaries supplied to him. Now, what is the meaning of necessaries? Food, shelter, clothing. यदि माइनर के पास कुछ प्रॉपर्टी है और उसने कुछ ऐसे जगह पे कुछ खर्चे किए जो which comes under the head of necessities, that is food, shelter, clothing, तो उस अमाउंट को रिकवर करने के लिए माइनर की प्रॉपर्टी से रिकवर किया जा सकता है. A minor cannot be declared insolvent. Why is it that a minor cannot be declared insolvent? Because इंसॉल्वेंट बनने के लिए हमें बहुत बार कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में एंटर करना पड़ेगा. उसके बाद ही तो हमारी ऐसी नौबत आएगी कि अब हम अपने डेट्स को पे ऑफ नहीं कर पा रहे. एंड एज अ माइनर इज नॉट केपेबल ऑफ एंटरिंग इनटू अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, ही कैन नॉट बी डिक्लेयर्ड एज एन इंसॉल्वेंट पर्सन. A minor cannot become a partner but may be admitted for the benefits of a partnership. माइनर जब भी कोई फॉर्म चालू होगी तो माइनर उसमें इनिशियल पार्टनर नहीं बन सकता. बट समटाइम्स इट हैपेंस कि सपोज द फादर डाइज और उसके बेटे को या बेटी को जो माइनर है फर्म में लिया जाए तो उस टाइम पर just to enjoy the benefits of that particular firm, a minor can be admitted. But if there are certain liabilities in the firm, again minor cannot be held responsible for the same. No liability of guardian for the acts of minor. मतलब minor कुछ भी करे, उसकी जो भी एक्ट्स हो चाहे गलत चाहे सही, उसकी कोई भी लायबिलिटी गार्जियन के ऊपर नहीं आती. Lastly, a minor cannot become a member of a company. A minor cannot buy shares in a company. But yes, यदि माइनर ने कुछ फ्रॉडुलेंटली कुछ कंपनी के शेयर्स खरीद लिए हैं या अपने नाम पे कर लिए हैं, and if this is brought to the notice of the company, then the name of that particular minor can be removed from the register of the company. So this completes this topic. In case if you have any kind of doubts, You all are welcome. Please send me mails and feedback either on my YouTube link or my mail ID, that is mitashah300 at the rate yahoo.com. And please give me some suggestions to improve my sessions at the same time so that I can do the best for the students in general. That will be all for the day. Thank you.